Long ago, in the red-soiled village of Uromi, there lived a young hunter named Ugbe. Ugbe was strong, clever, and brave, but he had one weakness. Ugbe talked too much. He spoke before thinking, boasted before achieving, and argued before listening. His father often warned him, "My son, even the drum knows when to keep quiet, for silence is a kind of wisdom." But Ogbe would laugh. "What can silence teach me?" One season, game became scarce in Uromi. The animals had vanished deeper into the ancient Ugbo forest, a place the herders approached with respect. The forest was alive, not only with creatures, but with mysteries. It was said that Ugbo revealed its secrets only to those who walked gently and listened deeply. Ugbe decided he would go, confident he would return with enough meat to feed the entire village. His mother begged him to wait for the elder's blessing, but he waved her off. "I know what I'm doing," he said proudly. When Ugbe stepped into Ugbo, he noticed immediately how quiet it was. The trees stood tall and still. The wind held his breath. Even the birds did not sing. But Ugbe, being Ugbe, spoke loudly to himself as he walked, talking about the great feast he would bring home, talking about how the elders would praise him, talking about everything and nothing. He didn't notice that the forest listened. Hours passed, and Ugbe found no animals. Frustrated, he shouted in anger. The echo of his voice rolled through the trees. And then something unusual happened. A soft voice, thin as moonlight, whispered back, "Why do you speak when you have not heard?" Ogbe froze. "Who is there?" he shouted. "Silence!" Then the ground beneath him trembled gently. The trees rustled without wind. The forest seemed to breathe around him. Suddenly, an old woman appeared, her hair white like cotton, a wrapper patterned with ancient symbols. Ogbe knew immediately. He stood before a spirit of the forest. The spirit woman spoke calmly. "Young hunter, your footsteps are loud, but your thoughts are louder. You walk through the forest as though it holds you its secrets." Ogbe bowed his head, trembling. "Teach me," he whispered, and the old woman smiled. She touched his forehead with one finger. In that moment, all the noise in his mind went silent. The forest grew louder in a different way. He heard the soft crack of a twig far off, an antelope moving. He heard water trickling on the ground. He heard the wind reading stories through the leaves. He heard the forest think. For the first time in his life, Ogbe listened. He followed the quiet guidance of the forest, moving slowly, breathing gently. Within an hour, he found an antelope grazing. When he returned home that evening, he carried not just meat, but wisdom. From that day on, Ugbe became the quietest hunter in Uromi. He walked softly, he spoke thoughtfully, he listened deeply. People asked him how he had changed so much. He would simply reply and say, "Silence is a teacher. When you stop talking, you start hearing. When you start hearing, you start understanding." And so the people of Uromi passed down his story for generations, teaching every child that silence is not emptiness. It is a path, a guide, and a power.